It's Saturday morning, and I meant to get a whole bunch of stuff done, especially with dealing with the blog. And you know, as soon as I get up, I have to start dealing with other people's stuff. Next thing that happens, I get a call from work. I got to help Natalie get a table in the car. I mean, it's been one of those mornings. So I do quite a bit of video editing, amateur style. There's two genres of software. A long time I thought it was one genre of software that just didn't exist in Linux, gaming. Well, now I found another genre of software that just doesn't exist in Linux, video editing. I gotta be honest with you, the video editing in Linux is ridiculously poor. I have fought with it and fought with it and fought with it. I'm sure there are people out there who've gotten it to work on their first try. There are people out there who've got it to work on their 900th try. There are people out there who are a lot smarter than I am. It can make it jump through hoops and do wonderful things. Me, I have trouble. There's got to be a dozen different pieces of software in Linux to do video editing. And again, I only want amateur level editing, but I want to be able to put text on top of the video. I want to be able to do split screen type stuff where I have like something in a box. I want to be able to do editing that makes sense. I want to be able to do transitions. I want to be able to do a few other things. The editing's not really what makes the video. The direction is what makes the video overall. Editing's part of that. But damn it, it's got to work. What I have come to the conclusion about video editing on Linux is I'm not going to be able to keep it working over the long haul. There are several software packages, all of which seem to have their foibles. All of them have issues. The one I use is called Kdenlive. It works great. It is a pretty darn good video editor when it works. It uses this engine that actually generates the videos. What happens is you drop things into a timeline and all of these different videos, including different formats and different sizes and shapes, all get rendered. It's what's called rendering. It's what actually builds the final video all into one file. That engine is called MLT. For the last couple of months, I have been trying to figure out why my lips don't match up with the audio in my videos. It seems like it's been better and worse. It seemed to start, well, I don't know when it started because it's been going on so long. And the thing is, it's not consistent. It's not just consistently half a second off. It's not just, it doesn't get progressively worse as the video goes either. So it seems to be between 0 and about half a second off throughout the entire video. It seems to almost be random how much off it gets. And it's really annoying. I mean, nothing, to anyone who's ever done video editing, nothing pisses you off more than everything working great, everything looks fantastic, you get it to look the way you want in the preview window, you hit render, and it's screwed up somehow. That is like, that just tears at your soul when you're editing videos. So I start going and looking at other packages. There's one called Kino, which does not use MLT as far as I can tell. It uses its own engine or some other engine to generate videos. Kino is old school. It wants to use this format called DV, which is digital video. Back when they first came out with those digital video tape cameras, ones actually still had a tape, but they were digital, DV was the format that they recorded in. And you still had to worry about this thing called PAL and this thing called, what is it, NTSC or whatever the hell it is. The timing issue, I sat down the other night and I shot a video where I snapped my fingers, and I shot another video where I clapped my hands. I'll show them to you here in a second. Where I was just trying to do something where I could tell. Anyway, here's the two clips. The first one's the good synchronization video, and watch my lips and watch the claps. And then the second one is the bad video. If you pay attention, you can see that number one, my lips don't sync up to the words like an old Kung Fu movie, and my claps don't quite sync up either. Remember, these are both the exact same video. One was rendered on one machine, one was rendered on another machine. And when I get back, I will kind of give you my conclusions of what I think is wrong. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. what has happened is the people who write the MLT library and Kdenlive and all of these softwares on Linux have not tested their software on all of the platforms. My desktop has an AMD processor, it has a NVIDIA video card, and there are a few other little bits and pieces of hardware, and I think the NVIDIA video card driver is what's actually causing my problem. My laptop has an Intel processor and a ATI video card. I tried 8,000 different ways of rendering that video you just saw on my desktop, and every single one of them failed, in the same way. I tried it one time on my laptop and it worked. I don't have time to mess with it. It works on my laptop. So you know what I do now? I do my video editing on my laptop. It hurts my back. I don't care. It works. It would be nice if the folks who write the software would test it on multiple common hardware platforms. But you know what? It's open source. They don't get a lot of money for this stuff. And this is one disadvantage to not making a lot of money on your software, or not making any money really with your software, is you don't have the choice of going out and purchasing a piece of equipment in order to test on it, to make sure that your stuff works. This is also an advantage for Apple, because Apple products are more consistent. You don't have 9,000 different combinations on Apple platforms. You just don't. You have a limited number of video cards to work with them. You have a limited number of motherboards. You have a limited number of processors for those motherboards. I mean, they don't even support different kinds of hard drives on a lot of their platforms. I may have found a workaround. My back may suffer, so because I have to bend over. I'm legally blind, so I have to get this close to the video screen on my laptop, which means I have to lean over the keyboard and do this with my keyboard and mouse to make the edits work on the laptop, but we'll see how it works. This is Kdenlive. This is what you call a nonlinear editor. What makes it a nonlinear editor is the fact that you have your clips here and you can manipulate them against each other. You transition these other. Because I put a transition in the middle as I travel through. Let's see how well this captures. And you'll watch very closely, and the two will meld together. And those look like the same track, but actually they're not. Anyway, that's the idea behind a nonlinear editor. You can apply multiple settings to each clip as you go, combine the clips, and when you render them, they all come out as one video clip file with all of the special effects added to them.
See it in there?
That is a full 5.5 foot table. You can fit under just fine.